Cease versus Turkey, Diamant versus Galakticos to take the stage for the first match of Ascension Play-Ins. As Diamant look to take early pressure into mid. 4 players looking at move up ahead. Even the numbers advantage that they have is only differentiated by just one singular player. It's going to be a clear take here as Galakticos inch in. And don't take any prisoners with them either for now. They're going to be aggressing together. Look at them bunched up. End up at the back of the site, Glove trying to clear out all corners as Diamond move in as a unit as well. Off the back of a paranoia, the Dizzy will assist in their attack, but the paint shells deny any sort of quick aggression. Galakticos look to take the fight to them as well, and it's a destruction that favors the Turkish side. But already it seems to be a one-of-one on the... The first push seems to be coming through. Both defenders of this B site here from Diamant are closed out. ipOTT leads the charge rather, and won't be finding anyone. When Spike going down, maybe they'll take safety to B main, but it doesn't look like it's the case. They're actually posted up quite closely. Diamant looking to put the pressure in. There's a lurk in the making in terms of ÖZETİ, and ipOTT's far forward position is not red at all. At least it's traded, but favorably so as pace doubles up. Still, Galakticos' heavy presence into the site is also creating the pressure, but Diamant finally making things work in their favor. ÖZETİ's flank now only comes through. Oh, but misses the first few shots, which allows it.
For sure.
Make them spend some extra time considering every move. ipOTT is blinded, but still finds a close proximity for xiTsha. Opening up the round, still one defender though. Prti's position, not that pretty. So well. ipOTT's been marvelous at opening these rounds.
Spraying in the right places, being rewarded for it, but all he wants to do is just make noise, just make sure that there's no cute play that Diamant can make here. For the first time, it's looking like Diamant are actually going to be on the site trying to fight this, but wrapping around might be able to catch Destructive here. Smoke in hand. Gotta go careful.
Yeah, it's super smart leaving a player behind, I think.
A flash.
Grmek's position was already notified, and he comes away with 2. Westside trying to punish. He's able to do so, but now he's tasked with an even bigger task. 4 players on the other end, and any of them...
Straining it.
Falling victims to right now. Galakticos just demanding respect to play their own thing. Showstopper out by ipOTT. Quickly traded back up by Pexa. And Pexa is holding on to this angle. Might have been enough more than he could shoot. And still we're in equal terms, 3v3, but Destructors from the shadows has put him on enemy camp. The paranoia has hindered him for a little bit, but still is not safe on the other end as Grmek is there waiting. But one brought back to life allows Galakticos to stay somewhat in the game. Masic in a 1-on-2. He's been in positions like this before, but can he do it again? Oh,
Diamant just going off before the KO knife hits them. People trying to back out and force the fight, but Diamant holding the ground nicely. The defenders actually coming through double doors in market as well to just rotate fast, and this is a lot more structured. Defender team taking lots of individuals and making it a squad. Speaking of, Hayes is actually just going in alone with a showstopper. It's a lovely change of pace.
If that isn't a statement kill, I don't know what is. That's literally telling Galakticos that they are willing to get into their faces and bring the fight to them, even if they're on the defense. And westside does the same thing again, peeking corners with the operator.
I actually love this curveball that Diamant have thrown in, right? Galakticos taking the timeout on a full buy. Diamant's response, we're just going to run in and showstopper you. And also, yeah, our killjoy isn't up now. The Astras got it handed over to them. They're going to be looking at A main. They swapped the killjoy around too. Diamant's read this timeout really nicely.
And they'll have the perfect crossfire for this, as presence is already illustrated on one end, though Grmek has already dropped, and Masic wins the trade on the other end. Now things might be getting troubling. Westside moves away and gets his knife out instead of holding onto his gun, which puts Galakticos back into equilibrium. A 2v2, which Masic goes back in for another. A massive turnaround that Galakticos are loving right now.
Bring them down.
This plan should be a lot more comfortable. Masic still having the operator. But everybody just tucking and playing time. You do have a mosh, you also still have a thrash.
You've got a nightfall that you could use to mask your diffusal, because they won't be able to hear it.
You have to hit them, you have to work out where they are.
You've got to be accurate with that, you're right. It's flash coming through the first one. Prti's able to read it, but the thrash is the one that Prti wanted to bait out first. The information is there. An operator is there as well for Masic. He wants to swing mosh onto the spike, as well as a frag grenade. And Masic destructive. Sorry, I had to make that pun early on, get that out of the way. Low hanging fruit, making use of them. But yes, early utility takeout here from Market as Galacticos move back into initial mid positions.
The pressure towards A. 2 Astra Stars dedicated to that position, the one way. The Omen's preoccupied over in that spot. It was nice pressure from Galacticos to actually break the alarm, but in Market, the door wasn't closed, I don't think, or it was broken whilst Destructive was fighting. At least getting some information actually forces the Killjoy to sort of peek away and see again if Diamant are going to play full retake here or they're going to try and fight.
It seems they've always been electing to hold back on the retakes, or at least more often than not. They've got the lockdown to make sure the site is vacated. But then again, Galacticos will have the extra chance to hold back here. Good spray down here from Paze. lozy sticks around a little longer, trying to be the bait in this scenario. Will it work?
Oh, he's fine.
He's just fine, just on time, by the way, getting out of dodge. Paze looking to amp up the pressure. His paint shells are well placed, and with the Nightfall, Galacticos are falling lower and lower. Destructive, though, on a higher angle. It's doing so much. Looking to be the human shield. xiTsha will... Come on. They've been pretty good to catching up to Galacticos' early aggression, but now they've started to fall back again. There's been a bit of a flow of tempo going on to the Turkish side. Deep position by Paze, not really caring about the one-way.
I mean, they knew he was there too. He was suppressed by the KO knife, but this is where Galacticos have been turning around rounds really nicely. Just this top mid pressure, pulling those their main players back, and it's more isolated 1v1s.
Yeah, Paze was all by himself, and even though xiTsha was in his proximity, it wasn't quite good enough, as he wasn't in line to trade, and xiTsha will be falling isolated again. So these one-on-ones not favoring the C side.
It's such a good read, though. I think Galacticos, they got an impression that they were being pushed on A main. Is this gun going to get saved? But they haven't been doing.
Yeah, I've got a feeling the pace is going to change a lot here. Showstopper coming out here from ipOTT, but he needs to check the right-hand side, and he doesn't. Oh, no! That's an oopsie. At least there's a trade on the other side for Galacticos that goes their way. Again, Diamant upping up the pressure. They're going after kill, pushing smokes, but it doesn't seem to be paying off as they've given clear leeway for Galacticos to move in.
They've got the Astra ultimate. They've not had a chance to really use it at all this half. Don't look to be using it now.
Grmek, what can you do here? lozy backside. The thing is for Diamant is that Destructive's low. If he gets picked up, it's quickly a 2v2, but there's so many positions they need to take care of. lozy comes out of the shadows. Galacticos looking for a statement round from round number 1. Smoke drops, not quite at the one-way position. Falling just shy of it. glovee waits for it. Galacticos have got the numbers, but somehow Diamant are able to trade better. They're the two alive, and there's only one on the side of Galacticos. lozy, is this a clutch that we've been waiting for? We haven't quite seen any clutches just yet. Maybe this is the first. Shot to mask the drop. 2 different positions taken up by Diamant, but lozy going all the way around. That's sneaky.
The adjustment as well that Diamant have made. But at a point they're going to realize, especially with the haunt being used, now they have an inkling.
They both turned around, I think. Prti dictate the pace, dictate the flow. Masic calling for reinforcements, lozy approaching. And lozy has come in just on time for that fight. As soon as Diamant cross, they are goners. And lozy turns around. Is it on time for the next fight? It just might be. And westside now is caught out into the open, spiked down, with Prti on the other side of the map taking fights on his own. And Diamant's attack is quickly...
They want to save a rifle into
dedicated quite far forwards by Galacticos to take the fight, but it's Paze to win it. This earlier highlighted race-to-race fight.
Strange. It was a pacey peak, but the utility, like it was a flash and a paranoia not used together.
Galacticos are backing out though. They're going in for another bite, and Destructive comes out on top. That's a good turnaround. Doesn't get out on time though, which still allows Diamant to be ahead. Westside on the count, and he does deal with lozy. Masic will to himself here. He knows
they just sort of walked up, and when they're not necessarily going to be fast, Diamant's able to get in quite close and quick before they've planted. They don't have the Gecko wingman in order to do it. That's a great contest.
It is, but still equally traded. And there's 2 players, one per side that is on the wrong side of the map. But already a pinch in the making. Galacticos have got ipOTT on one end, Destructive on the other.
Can they break
ipOTT
this?
has now got the assistance of Globe's Thrasher. And it doesn't quite catch westside, but it's enough of an obscurement that allows him to be picked up. And Grmek now trying to deal with it by himself. For now, he's been able to get ipOTT off the spike.
Not planning for him.
No, especially when loss bonus starts to creep in, but for now, the best case scenario for all of them is if they win.
I don't know.
Allow Galacticos to run away.
I feel this is probably the map that clinches it.
Sure.
Round is so impactful for money on both sides, and Ultimates too.
But look at Galacticos, they're looking to aggress forwards, and it's the right position for them as Diamant are nearby. This time, on this exchange, it's Galacticos that's coming out ahead. And the paint shot lands directly on Pexa' head. Getting from bad to worse for Diamant in this round. Getting caught off guard with their pants down. Westside's being revealed, and it feels like Gramek doesn't stand much of a chance, with Diamant spending most of their eggs over to this mid side and slowly moving towards B. Yeah, Gramek might end up with one, maybe two. No, that will be it. A showstopper expended though for Gramek, while Diamant use the opportunity to move towards this B site. They haven't quite found Globe. Paranoid, well, the Prowler hasn't spotted him, and Niza has a horn to the back of sight. Globe ends up with two in the same smoke. Prti ends up killing him instead. Still a 2 versus 3, which Galacticos are waiting to group up together. But Diamant need to do something about it, and they need to do it quick, because they're slowly running out of rounds to do it in.
I like this from xiTsha though. Ulling people away, making him something that has to deal with. You don't expect him to stay there, especially with the fake TP.
Between Galacticos and victory on this first map.
Actually dissipated the smoke. It's a fake that they were just going to push in that direction, but the showstopper doesn't connect, and ipOTT's happy to go and just fight this again, and he wins!
And he wins a second fight consecutive. And he goes in for a third. ipOTT, bite after bite, goes his way, filling up a 3-course meal.
I have the spike.
And now Galacticos have shown their statement. Diamant on the back foot trying to get back in. Down in players, at least they've got ground control, but the spike still needs to cross on site, and then Operator's found his way on the cross line. Still, Prti gets away. Safety to the back of sight. Glove expects where it could be. Dizzy to help, seeking out presence. Hasn't quite spotted Prti, but they can assume he's at the back of it. Prti trades, but it's westside tasked on a 1-on-2. Do they expect it? Holding a higher angle, not quite easy to read. Not quite easy to put a crosshair to, so could allow westside to find the first favorable trade. Wingman sent towards elbow. Comes out with no answer. Now they know where westside is. Nanoswarm broken. Westside knows he's got to force through mid, so breaking the trip early to make sure Galacticos spend an extra player to look in this direction. But Ryan, like you said, the theme of bunching up together persists, as Galacticos go for 4 out of 5 players towards his left-hand side, and I think Diamond are walking right into the Lions' den and might have their heads ripped apart by the Lions. Destructive also waiting to assist ipOTT, but it seems that man needs no help. Only 3 remaining on Diamant, but it's slowly but surely becoming less and less. Only Gramek to get a couple of kills this round. But with 3 to go, he's required to pick up an ace here to allow Diamant to stay alive on Sunset. A difficult task, and with a thrash going right for end up winning Haven, but for now Galacticos are on the verge of closing out their first series and pretty much are loving that scenario. Carrying on the momentum, moving in outside of that A site together. Luzi, the only player left to push onto that C site, just shines some shots over to the smoke, and it just works out.
Managed to satchel past the trip and into a position where the Cypher could easily spray with him. Prti watching mid, gets one before he's traded.
Oh, come on.
Galacticos are on the flank.
And they just make these individual fights look so damn easy. Why is Diamant looking nowhere to creep up on Gramek here? Well, Diamant themselves have gone aggressive. They've taken up space.
Trying to crunch on this
From
player.
Garage, moving on to C. Hayes doesn't want to drop that easily, but ipOTT's life is short-lived. Diamant are looking to get themselves on the server one by one. They make the Turkish players drop to the ground. With only one remaining, Masic trying to do it all.
Actually, a really nice round from Diamant. The teams can get a little bit antsy against it. Like that.
That's when frustration creeps in, yeah. Diamant are like, I'll ask the question here, what are you going to do about this push? Peek it? Well, you shouldn't have.
Especially when that rotation is so fast as well onto this A side. They can contest it now if they want.
The response is pretty rapid. And glovee going rampant onto that other side of the site. Still, the smoke allows the cross back. No, never mind, it doesn't. And it also drops the spike into no man's land. Pays looking to do some early damage. That's 2 kills. Is there a world where 3 more are collected? 50 seconds.
He just needs to raise TP to get the spike.
The classic
New
raise
tech.
TP.
Yeah.
Yeah. But get the revive in on all of his teammates. Why not? While he's at it. Just the... Oh, this time Gramek pushes. And he probably shouldn't have, because ipOTT is always pushing.
It's 2 cases back to back of just Diamant pushing a little bit ahead of that choke. They're not defaulting, trying to get a little bit coy with getting some of these fights, but they just can't win them. And even if they do, they're going to get traded.
Oh my word. The tag as well from the tripwire allows an early kill here from glovee, controlling the skies above. Smoked off for now, but I think the damage has already been done. Diamant down a couple of players. And Galacticos have got a lot of utility where that came from. The cage disallows any vision on the later. But he's frontlining for now, and a dust ball double blast pack will get him to the back of sight. Showstopper thrown in, or not even thrown at all. That's probably why there was no rifle in his hands, because he would have died quite quickly. The expectancy was there. Hunter Suri finds a tag, but just the tag. And the defensive lines on C is looking good from Galacticos. They've still got the tripwires, and they've got 2 players hiding out. The Rolling Thunder is there to assist, and it buys enough time for ÖZETİ to peek out of the shadows. Destructive hasn't even made shown his presence just yet, and just when he does, Diamant crumbles. And that in itself can be quite daunting, and that you can't fully prepare with, because you can't have that official exposure still. Diamant aggressing into B, and it seems like Galacticos are there and ready for it. Unfazed by the situation. And Diamant, even after the timeout, even with a full buy...
For so long individually, they know how to disrupt how a team wants to play.
Yeah, there's definitely that little bit of experience difference when it comes to the grand scheme of things, and having an eye outside of their own challenger leagues.
Interesting. What a round.
It is. They're looking to just walk out as soon as the lockdown pops. Paint shell towards the smoke, where potential Galacticos players could ease into. The spike does fall. What does the setup look like, though, from Diamant? 2 players posted up close. The other 3 very far back from this fight. This will be interesting.
Everybody's retaking from the same position. No garage stuff. You could lurk there as well if you're Prti, but everybody's just sat back waiting.
xiTsha showed his ground, and ipOTT is able to use the elevation gained by the updraft to kill him off. And now, ipOTT moves in even further forwards with the blades, and he makes clean work of the Diamant players. But the lurks now coming into fruition doesn't seem to have an answer from Galacticos. Destructive left alone with not much time to spare. He can find a kill before he drops. Nightfall about to be popped towards this A side. Both players hiding out have been tagged, but somehow the spray across the smoke is good enough to find a trade. But ipOTT is here with the operator already. No way! He's here on time to take this fight to them. The smoke allows also Destructive to have a different angle of attack, and it's just enough to put Diamant to sleep. Westside didn't have a chance against ipOTT swing. And Gramek left alone, realizing no other teammate is alive on the server. With 4 against them, that is a daunting task and a half. They know where he is. Flashes have gone in this direction already, and they've also got the guarantee of a lurk and the likes of ÖZETİ. This round has been written. Even if Gramek ends up with a kill, the map for his team. But not so far forward as ipOTT. He just makes it look easy. And Pays is not finding the same success. And we're all of a sudden into a reset point, where the C site is where Diamant are looking to head into. But Galacticos aren't too invested in defending, apart from the 2 players to the back of site. Both of them blind, but at least Destructive is trading favorably even. Might even end up with the 3rd, no. But Diamant are in trouble as the rest of the cavalry have already arrived, and the spike is on the ground but not quite planted. 3 players inhabiting this defense. Prowler spotting out the movement, stun also indicating intent. ipOTT to move in first, but uncharacteristically loses the first fight. It pays to hold on to the site, and Anal's grouped up together with xiTsha. and it pays dividends. Galacticos are asked to move out of the A site and reset their ways.
Yeah, Diamant got a good read. They set up shop, having the Omen smokes there in sewers, a couple of the Astra stars to grab to really disrupt ipOTT, trying to execute in on site.
30 seconds left.
These mid rounds is where Galacticos did so well on the attacking side on Sunset. Let's see how they do here.
The alarm bot could actually help out a lot in this endeavor, could soften up the players to be picked up by Grmek, but no, not going to be happening this time around. Westside trying to find shots through the wall, but it's not quite going for him. Although Galacticos are low when it comes to that HP, they might just get that spike down. Diamant still
not necessarily as safe as using the Soul would be. It might not even matter if they just push onto Grmek.
And wallbang him to death. That is not nice. Not pleasant. Where are your manners, Galacticos?
Loves breach.
No manners required.
Not missed at all today, it doesn't look like.
That flash hits its mark, but Westside is able to look away in time to reset for the next couple of kills. Diamant might just be able to turn it back around. Glove is low as well. Even though he gets that kill, Westside is able to turn back the favor. Blind as a bat can't continue that fight, but the spike needs to be collected, and it buys time for Diamant to close up the gap.
Big round for Diamant to get right. They've done so much damage. This lurk might not be expected.
Well, they have planted on the other side of the site, so maybe they do expect it. Glove looking to stun, but not quite at the right place. Pays opens up the angle. Ooh, destructive showed himself.
A little bit. The Rolling Thunder with his name on it potentially.
Yeah, well, this map has forced them out wide quite a bit. Grmek is able to hide within his own smoke for now. And xiTsha is looking to help out, comes in just on time, repositions for the shock that I think he avoids damage as well. Pays also on the leg. This is chaotic. Ooh, the siege just works. Galacticos hoping that this round can be opened up from long. Instead,
the timing was
move
bad.
into garage. Oh, great paranoia here, or the stun rather, to allow the push here by Lurzy. Destructive turning it back around. And Galacticos finally favored. I think this is the first time this half they've had numbers.
Have that attack up too. Everybody's just grouping up C-Long. Nothing fancy. No nade available for Pays, but he does get it if he gets a kill.
Diamant pre-firing every single corner. If they're able to win this round, it should staple them this win. It should be able to lock Haven in or get them damn close to it. Prti for now can only trade for one as he touches the spike, but the one-way makes it damn difficult to do so. The paranoia giving some extra space as well. Prti baiting out the next swing. But I feel like Prti will try to go. Again, we haven't quite seen the operator of ipOTT be put into good use just yet. But Galacticos has definitely shown us that they can work up at this advantage and being on the back foot. Ooh, good jump up from above here from Pays, but is it quite traded? Operator not finding its mark, and Prti being given the smoke to work within, down low on health. Grmek is there to assist. The paranoia is superb, and Prti is fragging still. Galacticos trading right back up. ipOTT right, Galacticos still a map ahead. Well, they could try and force off overtime here for Diamant. They've got the guns now, but they need 3 consecutive. Difficult, not impossible. We've seen bigger turnarounds, but the ultimates from Diamant seem to prove difficult to navigate. Pays grabs one. xiTsha considers if he wants to stick around for longer, but if he does, I feel like it could be a mistake. TP's away. Goes a paranoia delay and gets right back out of harm's way.
Got his ultimate too, so I think even Galacticos are like, maybe he didn't TP out, maybe it was a fake. Even using utility to just double check it. But he's still on the site, he's still fighting, has Prti with a bit of support too. It's the IGL that's out of the server for now. Everybody else grouped up together and just hoping it's going to be enough to get that A site. Get a 10th.
Galacticos not wanting to face check for smoke and short, end up going the long way around. Nightfall dropping. High ground taken by ipOTT, but it doesn't really mean it too much. Still trading. xiTsha holding his ground. His smokes to the back of the site have been absolutely amazing, not only for himself, but his teammates. And it's pretty much been the difference maker on this A side. The push comes in from the rest of Diamant's team, though. And xiTsha takes that opportunity to walk out of the shadows. Diamant shows superiority on the defense of Haven, and make sure this series... Oh, really? Will be early off. You can see Diamant looking to take early space. Chamber allowing a second life here for Masic, but it's also being taken down as well. Quick trades coming from both ends as the push from mid pinces Galacticos in. And Destructive is tasked to get Glove out of this trouble. Diamant, though, staying grouped up together and holding hands. They will take down their opponents. Good paranoia, but there's no return kill here from Destructive. Fair enough. All right, back in though, as Galacticos have found themselves some guns. The stack up high.
He's been playing.
Thankfully for Destructive, it doesn't take too much damage from the paint chills, but they do not wait. They will expect pace to be this close, but Prti is also stuck into a hard corner, but still makes it work. And the fake smoke, is it enough to give the cross? No. So, Galacticos might have stabilized just a bit. 2v3, not entirely impossible. Gramek on site. ipOTT wins his fight. Can Gramek isolate this? Yo, no, he cannot! xiTsha wins the other trade, but is it on time? The paranoia is accurate.
Slide, and now they're being aggressive on C main.
Whoa, very aggressive. ipOTT finally finds his mark early, but it doesn't really mean much because whenever Diamant push out C long, they push out B main as well.
It's roles reversed, isn't it? Now you got Diamant being like the disruptive team. Just with this double initiator, and especially with the chamber, Galacticos want to be hitting sites hard, but they haven't really been given that permission. Lovely off angle for westside, but he really needs to win the duel, and he's able to, and he gets another. Masic doesn't hear him drop down.
Not only does he stick to his gun, he doubles down as well. Westside completely dismantling any fine weapons, but also ultimates that they can work with. But one of those ultimates was Showstopper, which is no longer available given that ipOTT loses his life.
From Galacticos, I mean, they were struggling in the early rounds of Sunset too. It's starting to sort of bite them in the backside again. But there's no mid-rounds, there's none of those adjustments. It's about putting pressure in the right spots, and Grmekista is going to hear this. He's not afraid to fight it, but he might have fluffed his lines.
Yes, he has. And Masic will seize the opportunity to find a different angle, and there you have it. Galacticos finally with the advantage in numbers. Pays, though, able to stabilize. Hunter's Fury complicating the matter, Rolling Thunder being thrown in as well. Galacticos throwing absolutely everything into this round, but Prti still has his life. Seekers thrown to gain some extra information. Stun is good. Seekers are able to keep Prti alive. And it's will be looking at a brute force push now towards his right-hand side. Finally, Masic puts that operator to use. Showstopper making its mark as well. xiTsha can't do a thing about it. That's more like the Galacticos we know. Showing aggression and brute forcing their way into a win. Unless Gramek and westside can do something about it.
Has the lockdown.
The odds are slim.
He's not going to go for it, surely.
Oh, he is! Doesn't get the second. Maybe if a second would have been collected, there might have been a way in for Gramek. 3 required, spike down. Oh, doesn't quite interrupt ipOTT's throw of the paint. Repositions paranoia. A few rounds have been too close, and finally Galacticos have made it work. So Diamant looking to figure this out because there's still 4 rounds remaining in the half. And if Galacticos picks up all 4, there won't be much of a difference remaining between the two teams by the end of the half.
Down broken, not really breaking a sweat at all for Diamant. Seems that all of these defenders mostly retaken from CT, and they're doing it at pace.
Oh, the paranoia as well. Diamant have put one excellent piece of utility after the other, and it's allowed Diamant to just catapult their way into the side.
Totally different round now. Everybody's spread out all over the map.
And even though a round like this, we've seen it at least from the side of Galacticos, it wasn't met with the same resistance. Diamant had 3 players up close this time. They're being a bit more passive about it. Oh, not quite the timing that xiTsha would have liked. Pays up close. It's a sneaky angle. Oh, he hits the legs. Showstop coming through, but it's Prti to pick up Masic. Somehow Prti won't survive for too long. Praise finding cover to the back of the site. ipOTT going for the chasing, actually comes out on top of it. And Galacticos might have a chance to double their round score. But again, it's Gramek and westside to do the gritty work. I feel like this is Galacticos saying, this works, let's do it again.
Without Viper, it's really hard to hold A main.
Oh dear, that paranoia is everything. A smoke comes out from Gramek to try and assist. Showstopper towards spawn. Pays, that is a long distance accurate shot. puts ipOTT straight into his grave.
It's good information, but it's a player lost. It's a 4v4
Oh.
post-plant.
Lozy makes it work, even though he gave his position seconds ago. Off the back of a Flasher Hunter's Fury will be used. No second tag. Grmek this time holding hands with xiTsha. Two different angles though. And Grmek has been delayed again. Galakticos finding safety. At least most of the players out on tree. While Lozy holding still. Grmek didn't expect that. ipOTT to leave his charge.
Again.
Oh, and westside didn't stand a chance. And the reserves of Diamant are running low, but not that it matter. It's the last round of the half, and they're looking to take the fight to Galakticos. Unsuccessfully, though. It's Galakticos to hold their ground, be confident and capable to shut down anything that's thrown at them. And I think Grmek isn't too happy about getting used to being the final player alive. We haven't seen too many clutches today, I think, apart from the one of Prti's, but the Rolling Thunder will just secure. Spots out the early presence, so calls for reinforcements, although they don't arrive too quickly. Sort of expecting that there might be a change of pace from their opponents. But as they hear nothing towards the other side of the map, they commit an extra 2 players, sprinting their way towards C. Door opens up, audio cue handed over, and Diamants find their way into B. ipOTT. Paintshaw's thrown in. Oh, that's a quick pace change here from Diamant, but Galakticos are ready for it. Pace is finding a lot, but ipOTT is finding even more. Paranoia thrown out from both ends. It's exchanged, but Diamant this time are given the delicacy of space. What can they do with it, though?
Take flight.
Going for the plant, and it's looking like a fast retake, especially with the paranoia.
It is really fast. At least the Aldrone found some early info. Pays a bit too far out of his depth. Gets caught. ipOTT as well. Finds the same fate. Prti back of sight. Only good for one. The spike is smoked off though. Diamant looking to see if they can spray. xiTsha, an alternative angle as 2 are on mound. Misses his shots. Very crucial shots to miss. Although Grmek finds one, there's no more gravity wells to throw at the problem. And walking inwards on A. And they're no quiet about it. Very well and truly announced their presence.
Oh, no.
Showstopper coming in from behind, and I can very much understand why you said oh no, because this attack quickly crumbles under the pressure. Can westside clutch it up? Destructive drops. Waiting for Masic's approach. Smoke falls. Westside in the open. Sticks around. Oh, this is tough. Uncomfortable. Door opens to create question marks on the Galacticos side. Smoke drops. Another Nano Swarm falls in, but that also gives away Westside's position. Nano Swarm broken. The defuse will come underway, and Galacticos right back. This time it's Pays to amp up the pressure, but he only takes the B site alone. Late reinforcements, Destructive and ipOTT get caught outside of C. Troubling for Galacticos. Diamant though might want to stabilize after this or get a 2 ahead of themselves and allow Lozy to double up. Cosmic Divide brought out. I wonder how far forwards Galacticos will want to play within it. What? Blinking, you miss it. Diamant already infiltrated backline still. Galacticos begging to differ. Hunter's Fury to assist with the defensive efforts. Pays thinking about planting on the spike there, but instead a lockdown is dropped instead. Shock Dart not quite landing where it could have done ultimate damage. ipOTT has to drop and hands over the advantage to the opposing side.
The nade is just going to slow that down as well.
Oh dear! Rolling Thunder and Aftershock. Westside's going to have to keep his teammate. Could create some interesting changes to the playstyle, some closer fights. But now that I think of it, that wouldn't be too different. It would be much more of the same. Switch around, they read low position, good recon, but there's no one to capitalize upon it. That's unfortunate for Galacticos, and Diamant double back again into the B site.
Lots of good potential positions for Galacticos to retake on this. It's just choosing your battles, playing together. Gonna try and go for a secret, but the stun from Astra just stops him.
Still, Pays and Grmek seem to have the crossfires covered. Galacticos losing one player after the other.